Tonight on CTV News, we have the full report of the shooting off of Taft Hill Road and Plum Street, as well as the new program, Blanket Fort Collins.
Then, later, we step into the new Pompeii exhibit on campus and a gallery that stresses the priority of fire safety. All this and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening, CSU. I'm your news anchor, Kiaira.
And I'm anchor Sydney Paul. Let's get started. On Monday night, a 23-year-old male heard an unfamiliar knock at his door. When he went to answer, 3 unknown males broke down his door in an attempt to forcibly enter his home. During this time, the suspects fired weapons, striking the homeowner, and then fled the scene. The victim has since been released from the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The suspects did not steal anything or harm any other residents. Authorities said a white vehicle, which was possibly a Nissan or Kia, with plastic silver chrome-style rims, may have been associated with the crime. All the suspects were described as approximately 5 foot 10 inches tall. One was described as chubbier in build with a fade haircut, wearing a white shirt. The second was wearing dark clothing and a gray cap. The third man was also wearing dark clothing and either a black hoodie or Nike cap with a red swoosh. Police are still trying to identify the suspects and need the community's help. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact Detective Jason Shutters at 970-416-2177.
Late Sunday night, a shooting broke out in the Wake Robin area of Fort Collins when 26-year-old Janie Cardenas and 29-year-old Donny Pulliam Jr. were involved in a physical dispute with a man who was later found deceased. The dispute, according to the Fort Collins police, is ultimately the direct result of the man's death. Cardenas and Pulliam Jr. have been arrested and booked into the Larimer County Jail on charges of first-degree murder and aggravated robbery. The Larimer County coroner will determine the victim's cause of death and release his identity once the family is notified. There is no indication of an ongoing risk to the public. However, anyone who has any information regarding this incident should contact Fort Collins Police at 970-491-FCPD.
Morgan Library's exhibit on firefighting pioneer and former CSU professor Paul Gleason is in its final days of exhibition. Gleason made significant contributions to fire safety training, and he's credited with establishing the LCES concept to fight fires. LCES stands for Lookouts, Communications, Escape Routes, and Safety Zones. The collection of the late professor's photographs, papers, and other belongings is on display in the library's archives and special collections room for anyone to visit and learn about Gleason's life.
It's an opportunity to learn about things that you might not have known about before, including an interesting person who is significant within CSU, who did a lot of interesting things that you might not be aware of.
The free exhibit will run through the end of the week, and it is open to the public between 8:30 in the morning until 4:30 in the afternoon.
Colorado is experiencing an unusually warmer winter this year, a continuation of what we have seen in previous years. According to the National Weather Service, almost all of Colorado had temperatures above average in the year 2017. The warmer climate has left a thin sheet of snow coverage on the ground for the majority of winter, making it hard to enjoy traditional Colorado winter activities such as skiing. Students around campus have taken notice to the lack of snowfall.
I definitely notice on campus it's not as cold, and when it does snow, it melts quickly, so it never sticks really.
CTV field reporter Christina Lang hung out with the Half-Crown creative at the Bean Cycle this weekend. She learned about an interesting new program developing in the city that aims to provide blankets for the Fort Collins rescue mission. Let's take a look.
Half-Crown Creative is a community art space that aims to provide a place for artists of all levels and all kind of disciplines to come learn from each other and kind of communicate and grow as a group. So for Blanket Fort Collins, to bring this awesome blanket fort to you guys, we teamed up with the Fort Collins Rescue Mission, which is a mission in Fort Collins serving adults in homelessness or transitioning out of. And so we are taking blanket donations, gently used, clean preferably, sheets and blankets. We're taking those donations at the Bean Cycle in a bin up by the front door up until February 1st. And after that, we are going to wash everything and bring it over to the rescue mission. During the event, we also have a box out that we're going to accept donations for staple amenities that we have really simple access to. So like shampoo, razors, socks, like thermal, like clothing, things like that. And all of it's going to go right over to the mission to hopefully help some people out. We are taking blanket donations up till the 1st of February, and then Blanket Fort Collins will take place February 2nd through February 4th from noon to 6 at Bean Cycle Roasters up in the loft at 144 North College Avenue. So yeah, stop by, bring in any blankets you're not using, and come have some fun.
For more information, you can visit collegian.com.
CSU students, along with the rest of the nation, experienced a total solar eclipse back in August, and now a super blue blood moon can be seen tomorrow morning. This particular blood moon has not happened in more than 150 years. Beginning at about 3:50 a.m., this astronomical phenomenon includes a supermoon, blue moon, and total lunar eclipse all happening at once. One way you can view this supermoon is with a telescope. The Little Shop for Physics will be hosting a total lunar eclipse party tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. on the Laurie Student Center West Lawn for students who are interested.
The Grammy Alacar Museum at the University Center for the Arts is introducing a new exhibit this week called the Pompeii Archive. The exhibit features work from photographer and CSU alum William Wiley that explores Pompeii in new and evocative ways. Wiley's photographs provide interesting historical insight into the ancient tragedy of Pompeii for all who visit the gallery.
But the idea is that you can use the museum to just really integrate it with your curriculum as a professor and as a student. On the other side, this is a free space that you can just, you walk out of campus, you come here on your lunch break, and you just enjoy a little bit of calm.
Wiley will be on campus to speak about his work on Thursday, February 8th at 5 p.m. in the Griffin Foundation Gallery.
Yesterday, Gabe Wing, Herman Miller's Director of Environmental Health, gave a presentation at Rockwell Hall regarding environmental advocacy. Herman Miller is a 100-year-old plus manufacturing company that emphasizes the importance of environmental well-being. Wing joined the company in 2001 and has since made several contributions, including the integration of sustainable design principles into the company's designs. During the presentation, Wing highlighted his company's sustainability actions and made note of how little changes can keep the planet alive and well.
We reduced our landfill 92%. We reduced our water reduction 43%. We've increased the number of products that are sustainable the way that we define them by 75%. And we've dropped our energy intensity. That's pretty good, but this is all about being less bad. So I'd say we put the brakes on head the wrong direction.
We hope you have a safe Tuesday night, Rams, and don't go anywhere just yet.
Because we have your full Fort Collins weather report, and later our sports anchor Terah Barrio has an exclusive interview that you won't want to miss.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dark. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back from break, Rams. Hope you all had a good weekend. Let's take a look into our current conditions for right now. Right now we have a temperature of 44 degrees. Winds out of the east-southeast at 5 miles an hour. Watch out, there are some blustery gusts coming in every once in a while. It is partly cloudy out right now, and your sunset was at 5:15 this afternoon. Looking at our January recap, we had an average high of 45 degrees, and an average low of 17. Looking at the month, we had about 0.43 inches of precip and about 6.5 inches of snow. Our average high for January should be about 44 with an average low of 18. So we were about a little over and a little under with the highs and lows. Looking at your lows for tonight, we have a 29 in Fort Collins, 31 down in Denver. Your warm spot in the state looks to be about Colorado Springs at 36. We have 28 in Vail. Cold spot looks to be Gunnison at 9. Telluride, 8 degrees. Grand Junction at 28. Looking at the south and east corner of the state, 29 in Lamar, 24 in Burlington, and 23 up in Sterling. Looking at tomorrow's forecast for Fort Collins, we have a high of about 47, low of 25. Will be partly cloudy in the afternoon, and later in the day it will start to get cloudier, and there is a chance for snow later at night. So if you're walking home from class after doing homework, watch out for that. Your sunset will be around 5:15. Looking at highs for tomorrow, we have 47 for Fort Collins, Denver at 44. Looking out northeast, Sterling's at 47. Burlington has a high of 46. Lamar warming down south, 56 for Lamar, and then 68 in Pueblo. Looking out west, we have a high of 43 in Vail, 43 to match that in Gunnison, 47 down in Telluride. Looking at your 5-day forecast, like I said, cloudier tomorrow, chance for snow later in the night. Looking at more snow Thursday, there is a chance for about 1 to 3 inches, so just watch out for that. High of 35 and 23 is your low. Friday and Saturday, we are clearing and starting to warm up. Looking at 44 on Friday with a low of 33. Saturday looks to be at the warm spot and the nice day of the weekend. 48 then, and with a low of 18. We do cool back down with a chance for snow on Sunday with a high of 34 and a low of 35 and a low of 24. Coming up after break, we have sports with Terah, and she will look at the upcoming baseball season for the Rams.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back from the break. I'm Terah Barrio, and I'm here to catch you up on all the latest sports news from the weekend. This weekend, women's basketball took on New Mexico in an unforgettable match, winning 74-71 in overtime. Senior guard Hannah Traverti finished the game for the Rams with a three-pointer in the last few seconds of the game. Last week, Traverti led CSU offense, averaging 22 points per game, shooting 19 for 31, along with 9.5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals per game, including her career best with 28 points in her game against SDSU. Traverti had been named the Mountain West Player of the Week. This is the second time this season the Rams have received a weekly honor. Junior forward Annie Brady was the other Ram to be recognized by the Mountain West back in December. Tomorrow the Rams will return to the road where they will take on Wyoming at 6:30 p.m. It's that time of the year again. Spring club sports are back in action. Last season, the CSU baseball team dominated their season, finishing with a record of 28-9. Tonight, I'm joined by Phelan Castellano, who pitches for CSU baseball. Phelan, thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you for having me.
This season, last season, you finished out with a record of 28-9. How is that looking for your team this year?
We're looking pretty good. Coming off of last year, we lost 6 of our seniors. And a lot of them were some prevalent starters that we had. And that's tough for really any program when you lose 6 of your main guys. But in saying that, we did have a young team as well last year, so the guys that are stepping up in the spots are more than ready for the positions that they're going to be filling, and we're ready for whatever's coming at us.
Okay, you guys have 4 first-team all-region players returning this season. How do you think that will contribute to this season's wins?
In my opinion, that's going to be more of experience is going to play a main role in that, in the fact that, for example, myself, this is my second year, or it's going to be my third year playing. So I've done this twice already, along with most of the other guys that are on the team, and kind of been there, done that attitude. We're hungry, and we're ready to get going on this.
How do you think that's going to contribute with leadership?
Leadership, I'm going to say the same thing again with experience. With the fact that there are some new guys on the team that haven't played with us. They're not necessarily freshmen, but first years with the Rams. So just us showing the path of like what we've done and the program that we have in ourselves. We've won 6 national championships, and we're shooting for the 7th right now.
So I know you guys lost a key player last year, Matt Davis, who was nominated All-American. How do you guys expect to replace him this year? Truthfully,
I don't think we're going to be able to replace the bat that he had. He was the home run leader in the nation. He was first-team All-American. But we have components in the field that will be able to take over at second base. And in the batting order, if guys step up and do their job, we can replace the runs that he supported pretty easy with ourselves.
Do you expect it's going to affect the season at all?
No, I don't think so. I have plenty of trust in our guys, and I know they're going to do their job. This is a perfect time for people to step up and show what they've got, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what we have on our team this year. So,
what are some goals that you guys have this season?
We normally shoot for 3 goals, and so right now our primary goal is to win conference, and that goes until really like mid-May, I'd say. And then right after that, after we win conference, we're going to go to regionals, and that's in Kearney, Nebraska. And after that, once we win regionals, the next goal is to win the national championship, which is in Holly Springs, North Carolina. And so I've been on the team, this is my 3rd year. I've been there twice already. So we choked last year, which was a tough one because we had an awesome team, one of the best teams we've had in years. But I'm ready for that comeback, and I know every single one of us are as well. So,
what are some of the strengths that you are looking forward for your team to have this year?
Like I've said a couple times already, experience is going to be a big strength. And also team chemistry and camaraderie. We treat our team more of a brotherhood and a fraternity, and we just love each other so much. We play for ourselves, we represent the school, but at the same time, we do it for the love of the game, for the love of each other. So we're going to do it, and shout out Sigma Chag for the boys.
Where do you travel for your first game? Because I know you guys play this weekend.
We're going down to Lamar, Colorado. We're going to play the junior college down there. We start off our season before conference starts, which is in like late February, early March. We play a bunch of the junior colleges around the area. It's the best competition we're going to see all year until nationals. So.
Alrighty, well that's all I have for you tonight. Thank you, Phelan, for taking your time.
And thank you, Terah.
And joining us. Tune in next week for more news about the upcoming season of club sports. But don't go just yet. Up next, we have Litos Castro giving you all you need to know about entertainment.
You are listening to 90.5 KCSU Fort Collins with DJ Meanbeat,
DJ Nightshade, DJ Wildcard. Music to me is one of the best creative outlets that I can think of. An escape from the real world.
Music to me is an expression of love.
Go from like folk to hip hop to like classic rock, 1960s bossa nova. With music, there's like no boundaries.
I work here because I love music, and you do too.
Hey there, Rams. Did you miss me? Of course you did. And if you don't know who I am Litos Castro, your favorite CTV entertainment anchor. So let's get started with today's headlines. If you need a place to relax from all the excitement of school, the downtown artery in Old Town can surely earn a place in your art. Get it? Anyone? Anyone? Art? No? Okay.
Try it once, good on you. Try it twice, you're gonna need a bigger house. At least that's the story of the Downtown Arteries Art Night.
We sent out a text message and said, tonight we're doing art night. And immediately people registered, that's what we're going to do. And some people brought guitars, some people brought, like a little hand drum, some people brought paints, and we did that. Over the course of 4 years of doing this once a month, our friends told more friends, and their friends told more friends, and everything. To the point where we had, 300, 400 people in our house at one time, which wasn't sustainable. And we kind of had the same setup that we have here now, but we had to allow for our larger space that would allow for that inclusivity, where people could really be highly interactive with one another. And connect with one another on a creative basis. Art Night seemed to be the perfect meld for what the Artery stood for. So we held it for First Friday, which are notoriously crazy for all Old Town establishments. And then everyone was immediately interested, staff and patrons included, that we had do it again. And after doing it a second time, we had to do it a third time. So every time we do an art night, we try to step up our game by introducing more and more mediums, and that's what we're doing here today.
If you need any more convincing on why you should go, I hear there is a Narnia closet. So if you go, you could be going for Narnia! Anyway, the art night takes place once every month, so feel free to go check it out. If you need something to take up some time this weekend before you watch the Super Bowl, you might want to head over to the UCA building on Saturday. A collaboration between multiple CSU groups and Classical Revolution of Northern Colorado are putting on a show for you. The name of the show is called Color of Change. In this performance, multiple lesser-known African-American composers will be celebrated for their work. If you get there at 6, you can catch the pre-show talk with local tenor Anthony McLaughlin, and the full show will begin at 7 p.m. And tickets are just $6.50 for CSU students. Tomorrow, the Poor Brothers Community Tavern is holding the annual Fast and Furriest 5K. If you don't know what this is, it's a fundraiser event where families, and more importantly, super cute dogs, come out to run a 5K. All of the money raised will go to the Companion Care Fund, so if you want to go see cute dogs, because why else would you go anyway? To run. Then you can head out to the 5K tomorrow. That will begin between 6 and 8 p.m. As everyone knows, the well-known Grammys took place last night. Some big awards were handed out. Bruno Mars's album 24 Karat Magic won Album of the Year. Alyssa Cara won Best New Artist. And most importantly, How Far I'll Go from the movie Moana won Best Song Written for a Motion Picture. If anybody says otherwise, you're just in denial because that song was amazing. However, there was one award that stirred some controversy. Ed Sheeran's Shape of You won Best Pop Solo Performance. Ed Sheeran was booed on stage as he accepted his award, as many thought other songs from artists such as Lady Gaga or Kesha should have won the award due to the passion behind their songs compared to Ed Sheeran's. But not to worry, Ed, you're not the only one who gets booed while on the job. I know firsthand. And finally, what is probably the most important news of the night, the new Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer was released this morning, and the video on YouTube has already received over 1 million views. The movie features returning cast members such as Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, and Michael Douglas to star in the new Marvel movie. It seems to be following the path of the last Ant-Man movie in being a fun action film for the whole family. The movie is set to arrive in theaters July 6th of this year, so don't be afraid to see it with your favorite nerd, this guy right here. Thank you for tuning in to CTV Tonight, Rams. Have a wonderful and safe night. Also, don't forget to tune in for tomorrow night's show and follow us on CTV at CTV11 on Twitter.